What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Speaking Llama, a Survivor podcast. We are here with the latest castaway voted off of Australian Survivor, Titans versus Rebels. Winna, how are you doing today after, what was a fun story for you in the season?
Yeah, for sure. Look, I feel like I've just died. Um, you know, I just all the messages saying, "Oh, sad to see you go," this and that, and reliving it. It's almost like sad because like you're on the show with these people. It feels like years. It's not that long, but it feels like years. You're away from your loved ones. All these people, they're basically your family. All these new bonds you created, and
Oh,
leaving that in such a sudden way, like I was completely blindsided and shocked. I just felt like, oh, like leaving my family, like I'm off somewhere else. Like I'm going to war or something. It's crazy.
right. And you don't even get like that long to say goodbye, right? It's like, hugs, see you later, torches stuffed.
Yeah, yeah. And it's funny because earlier when other people were going home, say Charles was leaving, I was thinking, like, fuck, why are you leaving so quickly? Come and say bye to me, give me a hug, talk to me. And then when it happens, it's like everything's in slow motion. It's
Yeah.
like you see your name, like, oh my God, it's me. Like you're never ready for it. And it's just like a blur. Like you turn around, you hug people, you walk over to Jonathan and you see the torch right there getting snuffed. Happens so quick. It's a crazy feeling.
Yeah,
Wow. Yeah.
absolutely.
I mean, I'm sure you're just in a head spin. What was the first thing you ate? Probably 2 minutes after you got your torch stuffed.
Oh, I went crazy. I went crazy. I got sent to this room and there was basically all these snacks like Tim Tams. I don't know if you have Tim Tams in the States, but we've
Mm-mm.
got like all this candy, like chocolate bars. I had a massive burger and like everything tasted so good. I finished the snacks, everything. Like I reckon like 10 packs of like crackers and sweets. And there was almond milk, plain unsweetened almond milk in the fridge. And I still like couldn't help myself and I drank the whole thing.
Hell
It
yeah.
tastes so good, just plain almond milk. So yeah, ate
Love
everything.
it.
Yeah.
Everything. Yeah. What, as a competitive eater, what is your favorite thing to eat competitively?
Oh, competing. I mean, there's a difference between me enjoying it and me winning.
That's fair.
But what I won with was pho, like Vietnamese pho noodles.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
So I did one in
Mhm.
Seattle. I did one in Seattle that was like 17, 18 pounds of pho.
Oh,
Wow.
Um, so that was crazy. But say, yeah,
Yeah,
soupy, liquid sort of foods, I do pretty well in normally.
for sure.
that's
Yeah.
good.
Well, shifting back to the other competition you were just on in Survivor, right? You jump onto this beach. What are your first impressions of your Titans tribe?
Yeah, cool. So I get to the island and it's quite shocking, right? You're away from your loved ones, and I've got like such a good group of friends back home, and they are completely different to these people, right? Like all ages, all cultures and demographics. And I'm thinking at first, how the fuck am I going to make friends with these people? That was my first thought.
Yeah.
I was being a bit judgy, I think, in the beginning a little bit. I was like, I want to be mates with that guy. He's a lawyer. I want to be mates with the
Mm.
diplomat. These guys have such high pressure roles.
Hmm.
Survivor is a walk in the park for these guys. And the way they spoke, I was thinking like strategy first. And then as I got to know everyone, like you spend so much time together, right? The episode's only an hour long, but you're on the
Hmm.
island 24 hours side by side, sleeping together. You're bonding over the experience, how shit you feel. I honestly started to like most people in, I'd say, 2, 3 days. And then I was already having so much fun. Like I'd be bouncing around, having a chat with Eden, laughing my ass off with Nathan and Jaden. And yeah, I sort of probably should have strategized a little harder, like later on. But in the beginning, I was just like, this is so fun. It's like going on a school camp. And yeah, it went from thinking, fuck, I hate everyone here to these people are all right. Yeah.
That's, that's awesome. That's awesome. Well, at what point, kind of early on in that Titans trap, did you realize, oh man, I think I need to start strategizing a little bit more? What was that moment for you?
Yeah, it wasn't so much I wasn't strategizing. It was more that I wasn't really thinking about how people treated me from a strategic standpoint.
Hmm.
So in the beginning, my strategy was to build awesome one-on-ones, never stick my head out, and you never be that guy calling shots.
Yeah.
But over time, of me feeling quite safe, I started to see signs that, fuck, I can't trust Eden. Or wait a sec, Caroline and Kitty aren't loyal to me. Or, that I started to see patterns. And that's when I guess I started to realize that I can't trust everyone and I need to be more aware. It was more me being more observant. I don't have much Survivor like experience in terms of watching the show. So a lot of these guys, they were thinking of things that. So I thought I was already quite like good at the game, and I was like, "Oh, I'm 5 steps ahead." And then I'd talk to Eden, and this guy would be like 10 steps ahead. And then Mark would say, "This could happen if they go home," and I'm like, "Holy shit, these guys are way ahead of me. I suck." So I came to that realization, and then I just was like, okay, now I have to start thinking more. I was just cruising, and yeah, that's when I started to. That's what I mean by picking up my game. It was more just like never feeling safe and thinking a lot. Yeah.
That makes sense. Yeah. Well, and one huge part of your game, especially before that swap, was you finding the idol clue in the banana. So walk us through that experience and what's going through your mind. You're with everyone, you bite into something, you realize it's a clue, and then you have to go find it. I mean, walk us through that.
Yeah, for sure. So I haven't watched that many shows. I mean, Survivor seasons, but I always wanted to find an idol. I was like, always wanted to find an idol. I get to the island, I'm looking around, looking at all these trees and how big the island is. And I instantly thought, I'm not finding an idol, man. Like, I'm not finding one. And during that challenge, we won the bananas and we were expecting like a mad feast, like, fried chicken or something. We're all hungry. We didn't eat for like 3-4 days at that point, and we were starving. And the bananas come out, and I expected like 10 bananas each, but it was one tiny banana. So I was already like in this pissy mood. I was like, oh, shit reward. I bite into the banana and I literally nearly break my teeth. And I'm like, what the hell is this? I thought it was like, maybe I ate like a stick with the banana, and I look into it and I see the clue. And then I was like, holy shit. Went to look at the clue, and then I actually couldn't find it for so long. Like, I walked around this little peninsula looking for the idol. It took me so long, and I was being very cautious of being seen as well by the others. So yeah, the day I got it was I woke up before everyone else, and I remember specifically Nathan came out. It was like 4 a.m. Nathan comes out, and I'm like, oh fuck. And Nathan's like, oh, what you up to, bro? Why are you up? And I was like, I'm just looking for some firewood, bro. I'm gonna go have a look at that. So that was pretty funny, and it got in the end. And yeah, glad I didn't have to play it for so long until that shake up where I had to. But yeah, it was an awesome feeling having that idol. Like sleeping, I slept on the idol in my bag.
Just kind of safety right there in your pillow every night, man. That's a good feeling. Yeah,
exactly. I always wondered if anyone was suspicious of me, because I would always like make sure my bag is zipped up like all the way.
Yeah. I think we saw you tell Jaden about the idol. Was anyone else in the know about the idol? Okay.
No, I only told Jaden, and I actually had a plan with him. So I didn't tell anyone else. I only trusted Jaden at that point, and I would never write his name down. That sort of trust. And we were thinking of using the clue in another setting. So I saved the clue, and I thought maybe another reward challenge, or I could maybe give it to Jaden, and Jaden could go fake a new alliance and say, hey, bro, I found this. You want to help find it with me? And we use it together. So I was planning to use that later on, but never got to it.
Oh, that is amazingly sneaky. And I wish we would have gotten to see that. So
yeah.
You may not have seen a lot of Survivor, but you got the right idea. So
well, real quick, while we're talking about the idol, how did they put the clue in the banana? Like, how was that? So it's like a closed banana, right?
It was a closed banana, and after I found it, I was inspecting the peel because I was so interested in how they did this, and there wasn't even a hole or anything. So I don't know if they grew the whole banana tree and planted it in the top, formed around the clue. I have no idea. It was great.
Man, well, I mean, I imagine many more Survivor players in the future are going to be a little cautious biting into bananas or any other kind of food out there after your experience. Well, you mentioned kind of the wild and crazy tribal council that resulted in you having to play that idol comes at the tribe swap or a little bit after the tribe swap. Uh, Walk us through kind of your experience of that tribe swap. What was your strategy going in? Were the three of y'all, like you, Charles, Val, are already kind of planning to work together, or did it come together out of necessity?
Yeah, we came together out of necessity.
Yeah.
I was quite close with Charles already. Val, I already had like respect for. I sort of got a gauge for her as a person. Knew she'd be quite strong at the game, but I never had a one-on-one like relationship with her. And then us, getting into tribe swap as a minority, instantly we thought like we're gonna get picked off one by one. We need to stick together. Fortunately, there was a crack in the team, or not the team, the other side, Kirby versus Ferris, and Ferris is actually coming on to me hard to join their group.
Mhm.
And I actually love Ferris. Like we have a quite a unique relationship where we split the game and our personal relationship.
Mm.
So me and him on a personal front, we were like this, like boys, we're gonna catch up outside the game. We're both from Sydney. And yeah, we had a lot of thought to who to part with. But in the end, we decided to go with Kirby because we had an exchange there.
Yeah.
For all of I guess all my interactions, I sort of approach it as sales. You need to build value in yourself, and there's always some sort of transactional exchange, right? And Ferris's group had Eileen, Raymond, Garrick. They had each other. They didn't need anyone else. So
Mhm.
I thought they could definitely backstab us down the line.
Mhm.
Kirby, however, was waiting for Ree on the other
Yeah.
side. So I talked all this shit saying, oh, I'm so tight with everyone there. I'm the man there. Eden's on my side. Mark left. I can protect Ree for you.
Yeah.
So that was sort of, I guess, why we picked Kirby to part with.
Mhm.
It didn't really make a difference, to be honest, for us. We just wanted to make it to merge.
Yep.
But then, yeah, in that tribal, we had just gotten rid of Garrick. So Ferris is already has so much resentment towards us. And we knew for a fact our plan would work. It's either Eileen or Ferris. And we get there, and not all of it's aired, but Valeria and I go ham on Ferris. Like, you're a shit leader. The way you play, you're not genuine. You're so shit at building relationships. It's so fake. We went ham. And then after we talk all this shit, Jonathan's like, there's going to be a shake-up. It's a little different tonight. And we're like, oh no. And we go to that challenge. My hands are shaking throwing that hacky sack. I'm trying to
Mhm.
build this fucking thing. I'm like full shaking. Eileen pumps 3 in a row. And then
Oof.
it's me, Charles, and Ferris on 2 each, trying to get the last one. And
Wow.
Ferris gets it. The moment Ferris wins, and it's Ferris, Eileen, and Kirby, I instantly look to Valeria, and we're just like, yeah, goodbye. Let's say our
Yeah.
farewells. We're going
Yeah.
like we're going home tonight. And then I'm walking back to the tribal spot, and I'm just thinking like, fuck, I have an idol.
Yeah.
How do I do this? Like, I've had it for 20 plus days. This is the day I need to use it. And again, not all of it's aired, but I try my best to get it off Valeria and Charles and get it all on me. I'm saying
Mhm.
all this stuff like, oh, Valeria is really compassionate towards you, Eileen. You can't write her name down. And Charles never wanted to work with Kirby. I had to convince him. He actually loves you, Ferris. All this stuff I tried freestyling my way through. And then, yeah, they were too smart and they did the split vote.
Yeah.
Charles had to go home, and that was so sad for us, like seeing him go like that. And he's like one of the smartest people as well. So his game would have been crazy, which we never got to see.
Yeah.
And yeah, craziest tribal ever.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely insane. And I love this, devious strategy you've got kind of going on throughout the game to try to manipulate people. I love it. I love the effort trying to get everyone to vote for you.
Yeah,
We've realized that about half the people watching realize,
mm,
oh yeah, of course, Ferris and Eileen are going to split the vote. The other half of people thought, what, they split the vote? How'd they think of that? So we
yeah.
were even on opposites. I didn't think they would split the vote. I didn't even realize that was a possibility.
Yeah, and there was another big factor for this one where so Ferris is religious, and I've got a lot of mates with the same culture, and they say "Wallah," which means I'm not lying, basically, and you wouldn't go against that. And there's a scene at that tribal where I say to Ferris, "Who are you voting for, Ferris?" And he goes, you. And I said, say Walla. And he's instantly like, Walla, I'm voting for you. So it's like saying, I swear to God, I'm voting for you. And that made it more concrete. And Jonathan's like, boys, what's Walla? Like, what does that mean? And I explained it to him, and then I act sad. I'm like, oh no, I'm going home tonight. And then I played the idol. So yeah, it was so much fun that tribal. Shame I had to blow the idol. But yeah, it's all good. That's the game.
Yep.
Yeah, it's the game, but you're right. It kept you in that vote because if it wasn't Charles, it may have been you, right? So like you have to do what you have to do in those moments, and we see you do get to make it to merge. What was it like for you being reunited with your boy Jaden at that merge?
It was amazing. I was so happy to see him, and like all this facial hair was on him, and he was a lot leaner as well. He looked different. I was so happy and merged. Like, I reckon looking back, the first half of the game was sort of painful. I'd have moments where I'd be thinking about my life, thinking, what am I doing here? Like, my life is amazing back home. Why am I here? And then when it got to merge, I was like, I love everyone here. I had already met most of the people as well. I had that advantage. Tribe swap happened where I was in a minority. So I already had a lot of engagement with everyone. It was only Ree I hadn't met yet. So I was looking around. Everyone was bonding with each other, doing the, small talk. Oh, where are you from? This, that. And I had already made friends with everyone. So I felt really good. And I was very aware that all the dynamics from the OG days changed. So even though it's not that long, but once you go to Tribe Swap, all the new relationships, all the new conversations you have, dude, the first few weeks is out the door. Like, whoever was tight with you back then, it's a completely different game now, different plane. And you could feel it in the air, like the way Kitty, Eden, Caroline were close together. So it felt good though, being reunited with Mark as well, because he was sort of someone that I felt the loyalty was always there, and it was both ways. Like, it was love like that. Same with Jaden, same with Val. And yeah, I felt pretty good at merge.
Yeah. So good. So good. Well, real quick, one of the last questions we have for you. Yep. Have you done any leg extensions since winning that challenge?
I actually did, purely to go see how strong I was.
That's awesome.
Because I never did leg extensions ever. Like, I've got chicken legs, like tiny. And I was like, how did I win that? Like, I remember during the challenge looking at Mark, he was shaking like so much. And I had no idea how I won it. And I went on it and I put it on like the maximum weight. And I did 1 rep. And I was like, damn, no wonder I won the challenge.
Let's go.
Yeah.
That's
1
great.
rep. I'm not doing them anymore.
That's all you need, right?
Just that one time. When I kind of, to wrap up the episode, as we think about this past episode, they swapped vote, or like kind of this small group turns the vote on the majority. In particular, Ferris's group kind of sides with Kitty and Caroline, and they target you versus Valeria, who they seem to have a little bit more animosity with. Any sense of why it landed on you and not someone else?
Yeah, for sure. I think that conversation was a crucial moment when Ferris and Kitty's group were speaking it for the first time. You can see it on Ferris's face, like all the resentment he has towards me. He was like, fuck yes, winner. Everyone wants him on the tribe. He could actually win this thing. And it's like he was holding it in because it was in a new environment. No one had that resentment towards me. So it aligned perfectly. And I said it that morning of going home in my confessional. I said that tonight's vote is going towards whoever Ferris picks, because we've got 2 main majorities, right? My group with Mark, Val, Kirby versus Caroline, Eden, and all them. And it's these 2 groups, similar to what happened with me at Tribe Swap. And then we've got Ferris, who's a floater. Ferris, Raymond, Eileen. So whoever they part with was going to lead to whose team was going to cop the blow. And I remember specifically before going to Tribal that night, I thought to myself, far out, I should probably talk to Ferris right now.
Yeah.
I remember specifically. And I thought to myself, nah, I think he wants to work with me because he's smart. He knows that other people know we're against each other. We would be the perfect alliance. And I believe Ferris thought that way. And we had an awesome relationship on a personal note. But then I didn't go and talk to him. And I think that was why I home. Even though I lost my immunity necklace, I didn't get to use it. And then Scott quit revealing the plans. Even though I was dealt shit cards, I definitely could have done something about it. I should have been more proactive, go and talk to Ferris and sort it out and, lock it in. But yeah, got too comfortable.
Yeah. And as many people have said from your season, hindsight is 2020, right? So like we can play the what if game all we want, but
Exactly.
nonetheless, we're here. We're excited to talk to you because we get to talk to you, but we wish you could have played a little bit longer. Winna, thanks so much for joining us on this exit interview, and we really hope you enjoy watching the rest of this season along with the rest of us.
Yeah, for sure. Super excited. Thanks for having me. Lots of fun. Nice to meet you guys.
So much.
Anytime.
Good to meet
Take care.
you.
See you guys.
See ya.